What's up YouTube, Muffinhead here. I'm going to be doing a couple videos on how to beat common VGC 2012 strategies. First off is how to beat Trick Room. If you are one of those players who, when Trick Room goes up and they have a Moongus out and they're sporing everything and then you lose, and you hate it, then this video is for you! Alright, so we're going to look at a couple of specific jobs, I guess, that Pokemon do on how to beat Trick Room. Don't focus on the individual Pokemon, like don't think to yourself, oh, Weavile beats Trick Room, herb, herb, herb. No, Weavile does not beat Trick Room single-handedly. It's frail and fast. We're just going to look on specific things that Weavile can do to beat Trick Room. Here I have 5 Pokemon: Weavile, Breloom, Chandelure, Rhyperior, and Dusclops. And I'm going to focus on the jobs that they do and work together how to beat Trick Room. It's not really a team, it's just kind of individual. So first off, fast fake out. A lot of Trick Room teams lead with a fake out user like Hariyama. And with a fast fake out user, you can fake out the Trick Room user like Musharna before they fake out your Weavile. So it's really helpful to have a faster fake out user than their Hitmontop or Hariyama or Scrafty or whatever. And you can also fake out their fake out user and then stop Trick Room with the other Pokemon. So fake out gives you pretty much one turn of Trick Room not being set up all by itself. And then we have Taunt. Taunt pretty much stops all those support Pokemon from doing what they have to do. Stops Cresselia, stops Musharna, Dusclops, all those Trick Room users from setting up. Mental Herb got a buff in 5th gen, and most of the time Trick Room users will be holding a Mental Herb, and Taunt can't do the job by itself. So for example, a Ghost type Pokemon being immune to Fake Out with a Mental Herb, this strategy, the fake out or taunt, is not going to work against Trick Room. You need some more Pokemon. Moving on to Breloom. This is what I used in VGC 2012, the regional at Virginia. I used a fake out user and Breloom, and I would fake out their fake out user and then spore the Trick Room user, because a lot of the Trick Room Pokemon relied on Mental Herb because it got that giant boost and just completely ignores Taunt. So if you fake out their fake out user, that means it's useless for that turn, and then you spore their Trick Room user, that means it's useless for the next turn, and then you can just spore everything and attack with your fake out user. That's a pretty good strategy. It's really hard to find a good spore user that fits for your team. Like Amoonguss, Breloom, and Smeargle, and Parasect, those will not go on every team. So this is kind of a specific, if it works for your team, then use it, but if not, don't force it. Another way to beat Trick Room is by imprisoning it. Imprison stops all enemy Pokemon on the field from using the same moves that the imprisoned user has. So if you have Trick Room and Imprison on your Chandelure, and you use Imprison, they can't use Trick Room at all, and they also can't use Shadow Ball or Heat Wave. Chandelure is one of the better Imprison users because it is Ghost type. That means it can't be faked out and Trick Room be set up. That's not going to work. You can't fake out Chandelure. Dusclops does a great job too, but it really needs Helping Hand, and that is an XD move tutor. And you can't get Imprison and Helping Hand, I'm pretty sure. Don't hack. Anyways, yeah, Imprison Trick Room, very good. A couple of other Pokemon like Bronzong can use it, but it's kind of risky because Bronzong can be faked out by Hariyama. Excuse me. Moving on. One of the simplest ways of beating Trick Room is just carrying a slower Pokemon on your team. It's really not that big of a thing, and a lot of the time you can replace one of those fast, frail Pokemon with a slow Pokemon that does the exact same work, but it just works in Trick Room. Like, look at Rhyperior here. It has so much bulk that it's really hard to kill outside a Trick Room unless you have something with like Scald or Surf. It reaches 40 speed. That is so slow. So it kind of discourages Trick Room, I guess you could say. So if, say, Hariyama and Musharna set up Trick Room, Rhyperior comes out, Rhyperior is going first. That way you can always have an attacking Pokemon go first before their Pokemon, and if Trick Room isn't set up, then your other Pokemon will go first. So just carrying that slow Pokemon that kind of just works well, like, thanks for setting up Trick Room, I'm going to sweep you now. That can also work. And now the simplest of all strategies for beating Trick Room. Reversing it. So many people try to get fancy with imprisoning and taunting and fake out and spore and, making all this effort. But really, all you have to do is find something on your team that can learn Trick Room and just protect with the other Pokemon and reverse it. And then Trick Room's up. And you keep fighting and then you win. A whole bunch of Pokemon learn Trick Room that aren't necessarily Trick Room Pokemon. Like Cresselia learns it, and that's a pretty good supporter. Dusclops, Jellicent can learn it, Chandelure can learn it, and still be offensive. So, I don't know why people don't use this more. I don't know. So, if Trick Room is giving you trouble, just be sure to carry one of these things on your team. Something with a fast fake out, a taunt, maybe even a spore user, an imprison user, a hard hitter in Trick Room that discourages them from setting up Trick Room, or just anything with Trick Room so you can reverse it. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with more videos on how to beat broken Pokemon like Politoed. I'm kidding. Relax.